Okay, so moving on to things like adding images or links to your site, it's quite simple to add these different types of media. Click Edit Page at the top again, and what you'll see on the menu over here is that we have an Insert button. So if I click that, you'll see that there's a whole host of different things that can be added to the page without you having to know any sort of complex programming languages. So the common ones, as they're termed, are things like images and web links, maybe a table of contents if you're developing a portfolio and you want to have a front page with the contents listed. What you'll also notice on the right hand side is that there's lots of different Google tools that you can add to the site. So if you do use your student Google account to create things like documents or drawings, presentations, things like that, you can embed those directly on the page without having to know anything complex. So looking at a simple one first, let's just delete what I've got on the page here. Maybe I want to add an image to this area like I have with these different options here. To do that, I would click Insert on the button at the top, click Image, and then on the Add Image dialog that we've got here, these are all of the other images that have been uploaded to the site previously, so I could reuse one of those if I wanted to. But to upload a new file, you can see that you've got a Choose File button here. So if I click that and look for a picture that I've added to this folder and open that up, it's just going to load it up for me. You can see that here it is, that's the one that's been selected. It'll be selected for you automatically. It's also quite good practice to add some alt text. Alt text is just something, a piece of text that's added to the code behind an image that allows someone who is using assistive technology like a screen reader if they're blind or have a visual impairment to be able to see what's on the page without actually seeing the image. So if I just put dog image in here or something like that and then click OK when I'm finished. If the image that you wanted to add was located out on a website somewhere, you could just do exactly the same process but enter your URL in there as well. So to add my image, I click OK, and that's the image here. That goes in its original format. If I wanted it to be smaller, like a thumbnail like this, I can make it just by clicking the different buttons on here. So I'll leave that small. If I wanted it to wrap to the different text that we've got on screen, I can click it like that, and then I would be able to start to write text next to it, but otherwise you can switch your wrap off. If you want your image to be aligned either in the center or the left or the right, you can change those there as well, but I'm going to leave that where it is for the time being. That's my image. That's all I've got to do. So when I save the page here, that's my image. It's got a little border around it, and if I click this, it will open up the image in its full size, so you can just go back again and we're done. Okay, so to add a link to a page, we again have to be in the sort of edit mode, but to create just a simple web link on the page here, we go to Insert and Link, and then you can see that you have a few different options down the side here. So we could either link to a page within the site just by selecting an option here and clicking OK, or to link to a web address, you click the web address option, paste your URL within this area. So in this case I'm just going to link to a BBC page, paste that in like this. It's always better to try and paste it in than type it in, because quite often people will get it wrong. But paste your web link into here, put your text to display here, so I can say BBC Football. Because it's going to be an external page on my website, it's linking to something that's not contained within the website itself, I probably want it to open in a new window, so I'll select that option too, click OK, and then you can see that your link has gone down here. So when I save this and click my link, I hover over it, it's underlined, click that, and it will open up a new site for me. If I wanted to use some of the text that I had on the page here for a link, I could highlight it, go to Insert Link, use my web address option again, and you'll see that it's pre-populated in the text to display field here. So I can then paste it in, do the same option again, and then this will change to a web link. You can see that it's underlined as I hover over it. So we get the same thing there. So that's your web link here. Uploading a file is relatively quick and simple, but you do need to be on a page that's been set up with the web page template, which this one hasn't because it's my home page in this instance. Now let's go and have a look at the calendar page. I know this has the correct template, so if I scroll down to the bottom of it, what you'll be able to see is that there's an Add Files link here. So to add a file to this page, I click the Add Files button, I search for something in this folder, I'll probably just go for that image file again, click Open. It will upload the file for me, and then it will be listed at the bottom of the page here. So you can upload any type of file to the interface. It can be a Word file, it could be a PowerPoint file, it could be an audio file that you'd set up, but they'll all be listed here. If you wanted to link a specific piece of text maybe to that image, you can follow the same process as you did for inserting links, but to get your image link, or to get your link to any of the files that you've listed down here, you just hover over it, you right click, and then you copy the link. After that you complete the same process as with the link, and it will be included in the text for you. Adding a new page to your Google site is quite straightforward, but it's something that I'd probably think about when you start to develop the site so that you know how it's going to be shaped. To add a new page to the site, you hover over the Create New Page button at the top here, so you just click that, and then you're taken to this dialog page. So what you need to do first is name your page. There's an option below on which template you'd like to use. Now, web page is the default one, it is the one that we want in this case. But if you have a look at some of the others, you've got things like a start page, which is what our home page is set up for in this instance. Experiment with those if you want to and see what they do. But I'm going to select web page here. And then the location that you have underneath either decides whether you want your page to be at the top level, so that you can add it to join the navigation bar, or whether you want it to be a sub-page that lives under something like home, for example. In this case I want it to be at the top level, so I'll leave it as that option and then click Create, and that's my new page. It goes into the edit mode by default, so I can put some text in here like that, but save the page and that's it, created. We'll cover how to add a new page to the navigation bar or sidebar in the Managing Your Site screencast, but that's all you need to do to add a page. Okay, I hope the screencast has been useful for you. If you do have any problems around editing text, please contact your tutor and they'll be able to forward on any queries that they're unable to answer. Thank you.